to an Albertville last week, and I told him, I said, I feel like Jimmy Dickens. He got up to sing, and he said, ask him to sing in this church, and he got up. And somebody said, well, did you make the impression? He said, I must have. When I got through singing, there was 2 cows and 14 hogs going in the front door. So maybe that's the way I'll be. Turn to Zechariah chapter 4, verse 10. We're going to talk about little things today. Little things. And I like to bring these. These are little things. These are little things. I've never quite learned how to use them. But the Lord says to use Him as a plumb line. And when we do something, use Him as a plumb line. And keep everything exactly straight. When I build some things, I'm kind of afraid to go outside and use one of these on it. It tells you how to build everything just exactly level and exactly right. But we need to think about this when we do things for the church and use God for the plumb line. We're going to talk about small beginnings this morning. Small beginnings. Everywhere I go, everybody's got thoughts of just having large beginnings, just getting 1,000 people. I talked to a fellow the other day, he said 600 people. We got 600 to Sunday. I wouldn't know how to speak to 600 people, but we need to start with small beginnings. And each time I go to a church meeting, they never talk about anything small. They talk about great big, great big. And I've never dealt with anything great big. It's always small. And that's where a lot of us need to be, is thinking about the small beginnings, the small things. I'm not capable of doing any great deeds. I've drove a truck most of my life. In fact, I'm still driving the truck. I'm 74 and I'm still driving, and I don't see any need to quit anytime soon, because if I quit, I'm going to be stuck home with a mule and a bunch of dogs. So I just carry dogs with me on the truck, and that's how I go. And I deliver eggs now. I'm not gone overnight. I'm not gone all day. I leave about 4 o'clock in the morning and deliver eggs. I deliver, I guess, all the Dollar General eggs to a place that all the eggs Dollar General sells from 278 South. I started off with 2 packets a week, and now I'm down to tons a day. So this didn't start big. This didn't start big. This started as a pallet of loads a week, a pallet a week. Then you got the 2 pallets a week, now it's down to tons a day. Little things grow. Little things grow. Everything don't start great big. Let's hear in Zechariah chapter 4, verse 10. For who hath despised the day of small things? For they shall rejoice and shall see the plummet in the hand of Zerubbabel. With these 7 they are the eyes of the Lord, which run to and fro throughout the whole earth. I would love to be able to preach like Billy Graham to thousands. I've never preached to 1,000. So I'm satisfied with 6, 12, 14, whatever the Lord gives me that day, I give my best. No matter how big it is, I try to give my best. And sometimes my best is not very good. World War II had decimated Germany. People in Berlin clamored for supplies. Russia reduced Berlin's buildings to skeletons and sought to do the same for people. And they blocked food-bearing trucks, trains, and boats, and the city was starving. The U.S. and British military responded with a 1948 airlift. For 11 months they of food to 2.5 million people in Berlin. Gil Halverson piloted one of these planes to the United States. One day, after landing his plane, he went over to a fence and got to looking at some children. He talked with a few of them. And they was hungry and needy. They didn't beg or complain. And he reached in his pocket and got 2 sticks of chewing gum. 2 sticks of chewing gum. Less than 2 cents. Less than 2 cents. And he tore them in 4 pieces and handed them through the fence to these kids. Less than 2 cents. Nothing. Something, we go away. And these kids put this in their mouth and they smelled of the paper. And it was a great thing. He said, my gosh, if 2 cents, 2 pieces of chewing gum tore in half means this much to these kids, I'll start dropping candy to them. I'll start dropping candy to them. And he told him, he said, when I come tomorrow, I'll wag the rings of my plane and look, I'm going to drop candy. So he got some the people that go with him, and he made little parachutes and threw out candy and gum on these little parachutes, and he wiggled his wings over Berlin and threw them out the window. And the kids saw it, and they ran together this stuff. I just started with 2 pieces of chewing gum. And it gathered momentum. Within 3 weeks, the Air Force sanctioned this crusade. During the following months, they dropped 3 tons of candy to these children. 3 tons of candy. Started with 2 pieces of chewing gum. And this guy became known as Uncle Wiggle Wings. The small things make a big difference. You know, it hadn't been too long, I went to a part of the world that we bought children. Now, here we're sending boxes to parts of the world that's impoverished. Kids are wanting shoes. Kids don't have anything for Christmas. One day, this may make a change between AR and life for us. Because if we don't take care of these people, we'll fight them. And we fought in Vietnam and we lost. Now we're in trouble in North Korea. I talked to a man, I went into the auto parts store the other day, and the guy says, we're going to have to go over and slap that guy in Korea around a little bit. And I said, buddy, we tried that in 1950. And it didn't work. When we were slapping, we was wanting to talk, and they didn't want to talk to us till they won. Now, I said, now, back when I was a young man, we went over to slap Ho Chi Minh around a little bit. And he didn't talk till we lost. too good. Our slapping around ain't working. I can remember we'd get a prisoner and he'll say, as long as we lose 10 men to your 1, we're going to win the war, and they won it. I don't care what people say. Jesus Christ is the answer, and if it takes a shoebox to give the answer to Jesus Christ, we need to let them know Jesus Christ loves them. Each one of them. We talk about war all we want to. This country has not won a war since 1946. Maybe Jesus Christ is not with us the way He should be. Maybe we're not with Jesus Christ the way we should be. I was telling a lady in here this morning, I don't buy into the couch that says that I was in the Marine Corps and I'm a veteran of Vietnam, because I don't like to advertise anything I lost. And we lost. When my wife died, on her tombstone they did put the wife of Sergeant Doyle Spinks, so I took 2 of my uniforms and put them in airtight boxes that I had left. But I've never found anything prideful about losing anything. And I look around at the Methodist church, it seems like we're losing day by day by day. Matthew, turn to Matthew chapter 13 and go from 31 to 33. Another parable put Jesus forth unto them, saying that kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field, which indeed is the least of all seeds, but when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs, and becometh a tree, so that the birds of air come and lodge in the branches thereof. Another parable spake he unto them, the kingdom of heaven is likened to leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal till the whole was leavened. Original readers caught quickly the pictures of this parable. They knew mustard seeds and leaven lumps. Both were small. A mustard seed's the size of a freckle. A little bitty thing. It takes 750 of them to weigh 1 gram, and leaven no larger than the end of your thumb. Yet a tiny mustard seed can erupt and reach for the clouds, growing to 3 times the average height of the ancient Jew, boasting bush branches large enough to house a homeless flock of birds. A pinch of fermented dough can feed 40 people 3 meals a day for several days. What begins minutely ends massively. And we're afraid to start anything little because we're afraid people will laugh at us, but it'll mushroom. It'll mushroom, it'll grow if Jesus Christ is in it. If we go by this plumb line and get Jesus Christ in it, it'll grow. Anything Jesus Christ gets in grows. It grows. Now, we don't like to start anything little. When we start anything, we want it to be big. We want it to be big mostly because we want people to see it big with us. Maybe the early church needed this reminder. What clout do a tiny manger and a bloody cross carry in a forest of Jewish tradition and Greek philosophy? What did this mean? You see a bloody cross where some carpenter came along and began to teach a revolution, and he was born in a manger. What could come of this? He left 11 men to carry this thing on. I've often heard when he got back to heaven, Gabriel said, "How many men did you leave?" And he said, "Well, the last lot left 11. He said, "Goodness, we're in trouble already." But it's revolutionized the world. It's changed the world. It's changed the world. Now we begin to let Islam change the world. How can a backwards movement headed by a rural carpenter gain traction in a religious world dominated by Epicureans, Stoics, and Gnostics? Don't we need a reminder today? We at times fear the smallness of Jesus' story. Our fear might keep us from seed sowing. Can the Sunday school account of Jesus hold his own in the Ivy League to terms like sin, salvation, and redemption stand a chance in the sophisticated day of humanism? Apparently they do. Where are the Romans that crucified Christ today? Where's Rome? And the great temples of Corinth, they divorced the infant church. Do worshipers still sacrifice to Zeus? They don't, but they still sing to Jesus. God does uncommon works through common deeds, through little things, little things, little things, little things that matter. Let me tell you something that happened to me in my childhood. Not far from here, my daddy was a sharecropper. And they come around and wanted me to go to a vacation Bible school. It's vacation Bible school time. And I went. And they wanted us to draw a bird nest and paint it. And I don't know why, I can't remember why. But I do remember I painted half of that, and they took my crayon away and gave me a pencil and gave my crayon to a more affluent child. I haven't been back to that church ever. And I think about this every time Vacation Bible School comes, and I tell them, if somebody takes a crayon away from a child in this Vacation Bible School, they will answer to me. Because I've never forgot that. It was a little thing that I've never forgot. Little things go two ways. But I have never forgot that. In fact, I've got that bird nest at home now. I've got that bird nest at home. And every time I see it, I think of that white church. And I think of that room down there. And the lady telling me you can use a pencil and give the crayon to a little girl. Little things matter. Little things matter. There's little things that's happened in your life that you remember. What difference does selfless deeds make? Do you wonder if your word makes a difference? Dare you dream that you can make a difference? You can make a difference. You can make a difference in a life. You can make a difference in a life. You know, I went to school once and they got to telling me about this fellow that had a pickup truck. And he went to pick up some boys and carry them to a crusade and attempt the Bible. And he carried them in this old pickup truck. And he picked up one boy from the dairy farm and carried him. And that boy got saved late that night. And I've never heard of that truck driver doing anything else. I've never heard of the evangelist doing anything else. But I've heard of Billy Graham doing wonders. And he got saved when he got a ride on a pickup truck and went to that tent revival. And thousands of people have been impacted. We never know what Jesus Christ will do for these people around us. God's answer would be just do something and see what happens. That's what he told the citizens of ancient Jerusalem. For 16 years the temple of God had laid in ruins. They had abandoned all the work. They had opposition from enemies, indifference from neighbors, but most of all, the job to Whorton. To build the first temple, Solomon had needed 70,000 carriers, 80,000 stone cutters, 3,300 foremen, and 7 years. The workers must have thought, what difference will my work make? God's answer, do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. We can do things. It's within our power to do things. We cannot look at doing something that will get thousands in. We can get one in. Sometimes it only takes one. This guy with that old rattly pickup truck that picked up one man didn't know he was going to change the world. But he did. He carried Billy Graham to a tent revival and he got saved. Begin. Just begin. What seems small to you might be huge to somebody else. There's a guy in World War II named Von Franks. He piloted B-17. On one mission, he got fired on from that Nazi anti-aircraft gun, and they hit his gas tanks, but his gas tanks didn't explode, and he come back and landed the plane. No big deal. So he told the mechanic, I want the bullet that went in this tank. I want a bullet that went in my tank. And the mechanic come back and told him there wasn't one, but there was 11 shells went into his gas tank, and it didn't explode. This is exploding rounds. They had no explosive charge in them. But one of them had a note in it, written in the language of the Czechoslovakians, and it said, this is all I can do for you now. He had emptied the ranks and left a note in them. Little things turn into big things. Little things turn into big things. A lady was buried yesterday at Howden. She came over to my wife and I one time and said, why don't you start to the Methodist church? Never been to a Methodist church. So we took her suggestion and went to the Methodist church. And then nothing big started, but I started. And my wife started. And maybe I've impacted a few people along this time. But it all comes from a suggestion. One little thing. One little thing. Nothing big. Nothing outstanding. It just starts. A lot of times this is all I can do for you now. Against a towering giant, a brook pebble looked beautiful. But God used it to topple Goliath. See, people think that David killed Goliath with a pebble. He didn't. The Bible plainly tells you he didn't. He knocked him out with a pebble and killed him with his own sword. God used the pebble. contrast with sophisticated priests and powerful Roman rulers, a cross-suspended carpenter seemed nothing but a waste of life. Jewish leaders didn't mourn his death. A handful of friends buried his body. People turned their attention back to the temple. Why not? What power does a buried rabbi have? We know the answer: mustard seed and leaven up power. Power to tear away death rags and push away death rocks. Power to change history. In the hands of God, small seeds grow into sweltering, sheltering trees. Tiny leaven expands into nourishing loaves. Small deeds can change the world. Sow the mustard seed, bury the leaven lump, make the call, write the check, organize the committee, drop some gum. 60 years from now, another soldier might follow your example. His work began by giving one gift. A soldier over in Baghdad saw a girl that was poor, tattered dress, worn out flip-flops, hair matted against her head, hadn't had a bath, and her skin was blistered from the dirt and the weather. He remembered some toys in his office, so he hurried and bought the girl a toothbrush, whistle, and toy monkey. As he gave the gift, her eyes lit up with such joy. He posted this experience on his web blog, and thousands of people responded, asking where they could send gifts. Operation Guild was born. Maybe we won't have to go back and fight another war. I don't know how many people in here have fought the war, but I got two little dogs that sleep with me now. And I had a nightmare 3 weeks ago and woke up, my clothes, bed clothes all in a bottle. And the little old dog wouldn't sleep for me with another week, but it all came from a war. This is not a nice thing. Anything we can do to put Jesus Christ in the world will help do away with these wars. It'll help do away with these wars. We can elect politicians and we can listen to all these promises. I'm 74 years old and I've never seen this country get better under politicians. Each election it gets worse and worse and worse. Some of you may disagree with me, but I haven't seen anything getting better. Moses had a staff, David had a sling, Samson had a jawbone, Rahab had a string, Mary had some ointment, Aaron had a rod, Dorcas a needle, and all were used by God. All was used by God. Nothing. What do you have? God inhabits a tiny seed. He cures a common life by giving no common life, by offering no common gifts. Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, and all the ways you can, and all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can. Don't discount the smallness of your deeds. Don't discount the smallness of your deeds. I've had people start to do things and they'll apologize because there's nothing to it. Small deeds grow. Small deeds grow. Prayers grow. I can tell you one thing that don't grow. When you just sit here. Way back when I was running California, there was a man that was drinking refreshment every weekend at his girlfriend's place, and he decided he was going to have a little excitement, so he got a lounge chair and a cooler and filled it full of refreshments and some weather balloons and a BB gun, and and he got in the backyard and told them to set him off. So they put these weather balloons on him, and he went to 10,000 feet in just a minute and dropped his BB gun that he was going to shoot weather balloons down with. And he went up and got into the track where the airplanes come into land, and they told him there's a man up there in a chair with a box in his lap with balloons on the lounge chair floating around. And they sent the people up to get him, and somehow they got him, I don't know how. And they went in some airlines over in Los Angeles, and the police got him and handcuffed him when they was carrying him off. The woman reporter run up, stuck a microphone and said, "Was you scared?" And he said, "Yep." Said, "Would you do it again?" He said, "No." She said, "Well, why did you do it to start with?" He said, "You can't just sit there, and that's something the Methodist Church needs to find out. You can't just sit here. You sit here and that's all you accomplish is sitting here. There's things to do out in the world. There's things to do. You can't just sit here. You can't just sit here." Maybe we've sat long enough. Maybe it's time we took this small chance and done something to reach people. We need to do something to reach young people, and I don't know what it is, but somebody knows. And somebody will do something, and it may not work, but they'll do something else and it'll work. And we'll start getting young people. But we can't just sit here. We can't just sit here. We've got to do things. We've got to make a difference. You know, someday God's going to ask us about the things we've done, and it's going to be embarrassing. It's going to be embarrassing. This morning, let's think about these little things and what we can do, because there's little things that we can do to bring people into the church, especially young people. As we all stand this morning, come and sing a song, Joe.
Page 170. Oh, how I love Jesus.
One day, things will begin to happen, and somebody will think, "I could have done this, I should have done this. I should have done this," but we didn't.
I Lord, we thank you for our congregation. Lord, we ask you to come into our congregation and help us to grow one at a time, as the Lord has said. Go with us now, watch over us, and bring us back together. These things we ask in your precious name. Amen.